In today's lecture, I'm going to be talking about digital marketing. Digital marketing is the one topic that probably keeps me up at night the most because it's continually changing. It's one of those topics that you really have to be looking at on a weekly basis to see what the most current trends are. So in no way is this one lecture going to cover everything that you should know about digital marketing. If you're really interested in it, please reach out to me. I have many great books that I can tell you that are great resources, but it's just one of those things that you're going to have to delve into a little bit more. But we're going to do an overview of it so that you'll have an idea when we mention digital marketing that you'll really know what the topic is that we're discussing. So the elements that I'm going to cover with digital marketing include everything from email marketing to search engine optimization, search engine marketing, your advertisements on websites such as pay-per-click, m-commerce, which is your mobile commerce, and then electronic commerce, e-commerce in general. So let's talk first about social media marketing. I know some of these slides that I'm going to have in this lecture are a little bit difficult for you to see, but that's why I always attach a copy of the PowerPoint slides below my lecture. So if you want to zoom in a little bit more on the slides, feel free to do so. When you're looking at social media marketing, you can see that there are many different ways that you can do everything from blogs to microblogs to review sites, which can be extremely important and effective, to photo sharing sites and video sharing sites. We also talk about some of those common challenges. So no matter what you're using with social media, whichever form you're using, the most common challenges that people have cited when they were asked were lack of control, that when people post things, although it can go viral, that can be a good thing, but it can also be an extremely difficult thing to manage if you have no control over the amount of content or the quality or the actual content itself that people are saying about your organization. Also the fact that there are noisy channels. When we talk about noise within a channel of communication, it means that there are many other distractions going on with consumers while they are trying to hear your message. If you, for example, placed an ad, a pay-per-click ad on a Facebook site, for example, there are many different things. There could be online chatting going on. There could be other advertisements. There's constant news feed updates, lots of things that can interfere. That doesn't even take into account things that are going on within their work environment, their personal environment, other conversations that they're managing. Today's consumers can really multitask well, but it makes it very challenging for us in marketing to try to really hone in on capturing their attention, and not only capturing their attention, but maintaining their attention. There's also the issues with timing. When do you place the ads? Some of you may notice that when you wake up in the morning and you check your email, all of a sudden new email ads appear. Others of you may have a surge in your advertising, for example, with emails late at night. That's probably most likely based upon your previous behavior of being online where they can track. So again, there are just so many. Now this next slide is one that is crazy, and I know that there is absolutely no way that you can see it. It is extremely complex, and again, you would need to be able to zoom in, but I think it would be interesting for you to be able to see all of the different types of software and platforms that are available within digital marketing. So what you do is each of those color-coded are different types of digital marketing that is available to the consumer, and underneath each of those is the actual logos of the company that actually offers that particular platform to consumers. So there's, I think some of you, if I asked you to list all of the digital marketing that you could, you might be able to come up with maybe 6 to 8 different websites/platforms that people use, but you can see that it's obviously much more extensive than that. So some of the best practices that you should follow when you're doing social media marketing is the use of visuals. Visuals are extremely important, whether they're a static picture or whether they are a video, because they capture people's attention. If you try to do your ads with just text, you're going to find that they are not as effective, that people will very quickly scroll by them and not click on them. So you need to make sure that you're using appropriate and eye-capturing and thought-provoking visuals when possible. You also want to make sure that all of the messages that you portray are extremely meaningful. Because consumers have access to so many different points available online, they are extremely savvy. They're also very impatient, that they don't want to be put on a wild goose chase, basically, to go down a rabbit hole, as we say, looking for information. So you want to make sure that the messages that you say are extremely meaningful. When you can use humor or fun when it's appropriate, they're extremely effective. Along with that, if you can use that user-generated content, which gives up that control that we talked about as one of the things that worry people the most, but user-generated content can actually be very effective tools, such as the blogs and videos, podcasts, any of those types of things that they can share with their friends, then that can be a very effective tool to use with digital marketing. The last point that I want to leave with you is probably the most important in today's age of the digital environment, and that's to be authentic. Be authentic with your communications, that you are clear, that you don't provide inaccuracies in your messaging. Many of those ads that you'll see actually don't look like ads. They're actually instead just a blend of the content that's around them. So they will actually maybe do a tutorial on something and be using the product, rather than the previous way that we would do digital marketing, is that it would be almost like an infomercial where you'd be selling the product itself. But now it's switched to be more of kind of the backdrop of what we do within the promotional tool, rather than the focus always of the content. Now, the digital marketing metrics are extremely important. Here's another slide that you'll want to zoom in on, and your textbook does a nice job of explaining these. But it's talking about the types of things that you're going to be analyzing to be able to see if the digital marketing that you're using is effective. One of the great advantages of digital marketing as opposed to other types of marketing or promotional tools is that you can really monitor the effectiveness of the ad. If we were to compare digital marketing to another form such as outdoor advertising could include billboards, it could include the wraps around cars, stadium advertising, all of these other types of things. It's extremely difficult to measure and monitor the effectiveness of those types of advertising. Whereas if within the digital realm, it's extremely easy, because we can measure how long they stay on the site, whether they clicked through, how many pages they went through, all of these other metrics that you can use to see if it's effective. So again, you can see that we've just really covered a very superficial covering or overview of digital marketing, but it's just enough I want to be able to encourage you to explore a little bit more. And again, if you are interested in learning more, I'd be happy to provide you with additional resources on this subject.